Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Friday Night Dinner at Heather's. I'm live, it's 5 o'clock. I'm gonna see if anybody's gonna jump on. We're gonna talk turkey tonight. So we all know what happens on Turkey Day. That's why I'm wearing the hat. Turkey kind of puts us to sleep because of the tryptophan, or we all, maybe just from carb crash of the day, we all kind of get a little bit sleepy and want to take a nap, right? Hi! Say hi so I can actually tell who's live. Oh, hi, Chris. How are you? I'll wave to you. I'm wearing the hat because we all know what happens on Thanksgiving. We all kind of get a little bit tired. Hi, Becky. Okay, let me wave back. Hi, guys. Thanks for watching. We all know what happens on Turkey Day. We kind of get a little bit sleepy, right? So we're going to talk turkey tonight. I lost a viewer already. That's okay. Oh, no, I lost all my viewers. What happened? Hi. Okay, we're back. I'm just waiting to see if anybody wants to jump on. Can you hear me? Okay, how do I take the filter off? Let me see, I gotta figure this out. Okay, there I am. Hi! We're gonna talk turkey. I'm gonna show everyone some turkey prep that I do, and actually I start doing once Halloween is over. I start with my pumpkins. I start pureeing pumpkins. I start roasting off seeds for my family. It's just something that I've started as a tradition for, you know, for my kids, and I don't buy pumpkin out of the can ever, because I'm always blessed with getting pumpkins. So tonight, if we can get some viewers on, I want to show everyone. I don't know why it keeps going away. It shows me people are on, and then hi Karen, how are you? I want to show everyone how easy it is to puree your own pumpkin. You don't have to get pumpkin in a can ever. I know people are a little bit afraid to do their own pumpkin, but it's so easy. And you know, hi Mandy, and you know what you're getting, because in the can, so you really don't know what you're getting. So I'm going to show you guys exactly the process that I use to puree my own pumpkins. It'll go in pumpkin bread, pumpkin pie. I want to make some cream cheese pumpkin muffins. It says I have 3 viewers. Okay, I don't know why it keeps going in and out. Hopefully it's not like my internet or anything like that. So, okay. So I can see 2 of you. I did have a silly hat on for a filter earlier because on Thanksgiving, we all get tired. It's either from the carb crash of the day or from the turkey. So what I'd like to know what some of your traditions are for Thanksgiving. I am going to go live daily up until Thanksgiving with a dessert that I like to make for our Thanksgiving dinner. So I am going to try and go live. I'm not exactly sure about the time every day because I know we get busy and people are busy. So, but I am going to show you guys. I see only 1 viewer or 2 viewers right now, but I want to show everyone what I do, because my tradition is, I don't know if I can get the filters off. Hold on. Okay. Can you guys see? Let me know if you guys can see the pumpkin that I've already roasted off today, and I'm going to show you guys how I puree my own pumpkin. I love to do this. It's one of my favorite things to do. I'm going to use my Ninja. It's super easy, and I know people are like totally afraid of, you know, doing this themselves. So what I did was I cut a pumpkin in half. Took the seeds out, scraped it out, and of course I reserve my seeds always because my family loves them. And I'm going to show you my tip on what I do with our pumpkin seeds. I know a lot of people just take them straight out of the pumpkin and right into the oven. That's not the key or secret to the best pumpkin seeds. I actually brine them for 24 hours in the refrigerator, and then I slow roast them at 250 degrees. Every 20 minutes, I set the timer for 20 minutes. I go in and I stir, and what you're really wanting to do is like evaporate all the liquid, but they're salty. You don't have to salt them because they sat in a brine for 24 hours. So anytime I take my pumpkin seeds out of the pumpkin, I just stick them right in water, and then I add my salt. I use sea salt, and I just pour in, you know, as much salt as I think. I stir it up. I'll do that in a little bit. So here's my pumpkin that I roasted off today, and I'm going to show you guys. I just kind of peel the skin off because when it's first roasted, the skin is, you know, tender. So you can peel the skin off, or you can either use a spoon. And what I do is we just, and actually my husband helps me with this process because I've always been blessed and fortunate to get a lot of pumpkins. So I'll show you my ninja. I kind of have it to where you can see my counter today. Yay. So I scoop out the pumpkin and put it right into my food processor. Fill it up as much as you want. I kind of fill it up. Oh, Dave, I forgot something. Can you get me the pumpkin out of the refrigerator, please? So just fill it up. Just big hunks of pumpkin. Fill it up. It doesn't matter if it has liquid in it because I'm going to show you the trick to getting it like solid packed pumpkin. That's my husband in the background. I forgot to take something out of the refrigerator. Sorry. Okay. So just scoop it, you know, until your food processor is full. I'm throwing it on the counter. Okay, this is going to get noisy. Just kind of pack it down in there. I am going to puree it for a minute to show you guys what it looks like. Anybody have anything that they do for Thanksgiving? Any traditions or recipes that they do? This is something I start after Halloween is over. I immediately start on pumpkins because I use pumpkin for everything. No, not really for everything, but pumpkin flavored everything my family loves. So, this is just something that I started doing. I like to know what I'm feeding my family. So that's why I don't buy anything out of a can. I don't even buy vegetables out of a can. So, hi, still 2 viewers. Hi, Becky. Hi, Karen. So I'm going to whiz this up really quick. It is going to be loud for 1 second. And I'll show you guys what it looks like, and then I'll show you what the other secret is to really, really good pumpkin. Some people, they boil off pumpkin instead of roasting it. To me, that has a lot of liquid, and then you have to put it in cheesecloth. This is the way I prefer to do it. It's easy. I don't have to buy cheesecloth, and it kind of, drains itself. So I'm going to whiz this up really quick. I'm going to puree it into like baby food. Show you. Basically, it's going to look like baby food. That is fresh pureed pumpkin. It basically is a squash. I didn't make my kids baby food when they were little. I probably should have. It would have been better. But that's what it looks like pureed. If you don't have a food processor, I'm not actually sure what else you could probably use, but I know there's got to be something else you can use. So after you get that pureed, what you're going to do, I got to move things around, is you're going to put it in a colander with another bowl underneath, and you're going to put it in the refrigerator for 24 hours, okay? So this is what it looks like after it's had 24 hours to drain, and this has liquid underneath. So I'm going to show you guys. I'm going to dump it. That's all the liquid that came out of that pumpkin. I didn't have to buy cheesecloth. I didn't have to drain it myself. which I kind of created this on my own. I used to watch videos of people doing pumpkin. Like I said, I've seen people boil it and then puree it, and to me that has a lot of liquid. So this is what I do to get the most amount of liquid out of it without having to use a cheesecloth. Can you see how thick the pumpkin is? It's super thick. It drained the liquid off, and now what I do is I measure it and I put it into BPA-free Ziploc bags, and we have fresh, let me grab one out of the freezer, another thing I forgot. Frozen, my pumpkin puree. I never buy stuff out of the can. I always have this in the freezer. I just did some yesterday, so there's already some. I'm gonna do all of the rest of this tonight. And then what I'm gonna do is put the one that I put in the puree, or made into puree, I'm gonna put it in the colander and let it drain for another 24 hours, or let it drain for 24 hours. And then just kind of go through this process. We've been doing this daily since, well, I don't know, for a couple of weeks now. I was blessed with a lot of pumpkins. So I have a lot of pumpkin, and I've been giving it away because I know everybody likes the fresh pumpkin. So that's how you get your own pumpkin puree. You don't have to buy it out of a can. It's super easy. My kids didn't carve pumpkins this year, so I just used the pumpkins that that they had here, that I had bought here at the house. But also Stater Brothers had free pumpkins after Halloween was over. Free pumpkins in the bin, so we filled up a cart. I took as many as I could get. And then my niece, I love her so much, she went to Winco and they were selling the little sugar pumpkins for 25 cents a piece. So she got me like 12 of those. So we've just been busy working on all this pumpkin. This is part of my Thanksgiving prep because I do make homemade pumpkin pies, homemade pumpkin bread. Like I said, I want to do a cream cheese pumpkin muffin this year. I've made pumpkin bread with cream cheese on the inside before. What else have I made that's pumpkin? I've made so many things. Oh, one of my favorite things is pumpkin chocolate chip cookies. Now, my husband and I are doing low carb, so I haven't been making those treats, but we're gonna not follow low carb on Thanksgiving. We're just gonna give in and I'm cooking a lot of things, so I want to enjoy the day. One day is not gonna wreck, our progress. So anyway, that's the easy way to make, literally, it's so fast. Oh, that's what I was gonna tell you guys. For the pumpkin though, you wanna cut it in half, remove the seeds, put those in water, and then you're gonna bake it for 350. I do about an hour and 10 minutes depending on the size of the pumpkin. Some pumpkins are done at an hour, done roasting at an hour, some an hour and 10. Like we've had some that were really large. They took about an hour and 10 minutes. At 350, you roast it off. Like I said, you slice it in half. And I do bake it overlapping because they don't fit on my cookie sheet, and that's okay because they get cooked all the way through. So scoop it out when it cools, and then put it in your food processor. Whip it up just like I said. Then you're going to put it in a colander with another bowl underneath it to catch the liquid. For 24 hours, you're going to keep this in your refrigerator, and it makes solid packed pumpkin. You won't have to buy anything out of the can with any chemicals, and I don't know what else they put in there. Hi, Melody. Okay, so that's how I do our pumpkin, and I do this every year. I've been doing this for years. My husband's been helping me actually by roasting pumpkins off and pureeing it, and then I just have to bag them. So one other thing I want to show you guys. Does anyone have anything to say? Do you guys have any traditions or anything like that that you do for your families for Thanksgiving? Anyone? My brother brines a turkey. Love brined turkey. I don't know if you guys have ever done that or had it. It's really good. It just infuses the turkey with flavor and salt, and he uses garlic and all kinds of things, and it's really good. Okay, so I showed you guys our pumpkin, and then I'm going to measure this and put it into bags and probably give it away because I have so much. Okay, so the pumpkin seeds. Like I said, I know people take them straight out of the pumpkin and put them on a cookie sheet and they bake them and they sprinkle salt on top. Okay, that's how I used to do it until I realized they're not really salty. They're not absorbing that salt that everyone loves. By the way, these are not low carb with the shell on them. So if you're doing low carb, don't eat pumpkin seeds with the shell. That is one thing that I've learned. You have to be really careful what you eat. What we actually should be eating is the seed inside of the seed. Okay, so what I do is I put it in a bowl of water, and just depending on how many pumpkin seeds the pumpkin actually yields, this wasn't that many. Like the ones that I roasted off today, it was a lot. It was a full bowl full. So that actually had more liquid in it. And then what I do, I don't even measure anything. I just sprinkle sea salt in here, and we kind of like them salty. Sea salt is a little bit saltier to me than regular table salt. So you're just gonna stir it up until the salt dissolves. Same thing with these. You're gonna stick these in the refrigerator for 24 hours, and these pumpkin seeds are going to absorb this brine. And then you don't have to sprinkle salt on them before you bake them. They're salty. You just bake them, and I'll explain to you how I actually bake them. They're slow roasted, okay? So because they have so much liquid and they sit in the brine for 24 hours, what I do is I take them. I get a big slotted spoon. I cover my baking pan. I would use this sheet pan right here. I cover it in foil. I get a big slotted spoon, and I get off as much liquid as possible from these pumpkin seeds, and I layer that. I put them in one flat layer on the cookie sheet, and you're gonna slow roast them at 250. And I wanna say today's, because they had a lot of liquid and there were a lot of pumpkin seeds. And you notice that these are like the ones that you get in the store. They're not all brown, they're really good. I am gonna eat one even though we're not supposed to. Really good. Okay, so slow roasted at 250 degrees. Every 20 minutes, I set a timer, and every 20 minutes, I go in there with my big spoon and I move them around to get the liquid evaporated, is basically what I'm doing by slow roasting them at 250. Every 20 minutes, I'll go in there and I'll stir them around. By about an hour, you'll see that they're starting to stick to the aluminum foil. So then you know they probably only have about another 20 minutes and they're actually going to be finished cooking. Because what you're really doing is just evaporating all the liquid off of them. Unless you like them really toasty, I like them like you get in the store where they're kind of still white. These do have a little bit of color to them, but so those are my secrets and not secrets, but my tips and my recipes that I do for my family, because they enjoy pumpkin seeds and they love that I puree my own pumpkins. I have 3 people. Hi, Melody. Hi, Becky. Hi, Karen. I guess no one else is going to jump on. It's only 5:19. Anyway, those are my tips for pumpkins. Now, turkey, I kind of do the whole dinner. My brother is brining the turkey, so I'm going to bake the turkey over here at our house. And I'm going to make a whole bunch of desserts and sides. So, do you guys have any questions? Start pureeing your own pumpkins. Don't be afraid of it. Really, it's super simple. Anyone? No questions or anything? What are you guys doing for Thanksgiving? Anyone? Oh, wait. Do I have comments? Maybe I don't have comments on here. I'm so sorry. Go to a great cook's house. That's funny, Becky. That's really funny. Okay, so, yeah, that's all. Let's see. Is there any spice or flavors added to the puree? No. Oh, thank you, Karen. The cooking dinner will... Oh, okay, you're cooking dinner too. Actually, I'm not cooking dinner tonight. So to dinner, is kind of a whatever. I had an avocado and just some lean turkey breasts that I had made in the crock pot. So yeah, I didn't actually make dinner tonight, and everybody's just kind of fending for themselves while I show you guys what I do. No spices to the pumpkin puree because I use it in different recipes. So each recipe calls for its own spices. I don't. So, okay, the way that I cook a turkey is I use one of those roasting bags. Sorry, I feel one of my hairs falling out. I use a roasting bag. And what I do when I actually make my own turkey is I just lift the skin and I smear butter all over inside and some salt and some pepper, or not pepper, but salt all in the cavity, butter in the cavity. Butter underneath the skin, and I like to leave pats of butter underneath the skin, so when it's in the roasting bag and it's roasting, all of that butter just kind of melts into the breasts. So that's like how I like to do my turkey. I don't stuff my turkey. I know no one's died from stuffed turkey, so I know that's kind of like an old wives' tale. People don't like it. I really don't like it, but I just choose not to stuff our turkey. I make our stuffing separate. My brother's going to be making his wonderful stuffing, which he adds apples and onion, and his stuffing is really good. So he's helping out by making some things. My brother Robert is going to make ham and I think a smoked turkey. So they're going to be bringing stuff, and then I'm going to, just bake off a whole bunch of stuff here at the house. I am going to come live every day until Thanksgiving with a dessert that I'm making also. I'm going to make some homemade pumpkin pies with this pumpkin puree that I showed you guys. I'll probably do that tomorrow. And then what I'm going to do with those pumpkin pies is I'm not going to bake them because it's still too early. What I'm going to do is freeze them. I'm going to lay them flat in the freezer, not cooked. And my pie crust, I don't know, I haven't decided if I'm going to bake off my pie crust or not a little bit before I fill it, but I'll show you guys my homemade pie crust, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to freeze them until they're, really solid frozen, and then I'm going to cover them in plastic wrap and some aluminum foil, and I'm going to put them in my deep freezer until the day before Thanksgiving. And then I'm going to actually bake them the day before Thanksgiving, since the turkey will be in my oven, and my oven is really small. I can only bake a turkey at one time. I'm going to show you guys the sides that I make. I make green bean casserole, potato casserole. Karen, that is your mom's recipe. That's one of my absolute faves. So I'm going to be making that. Cherry squares. I'm going to make cherry squares, which everyone loves. So, hi Dad. So I'm going to show everybody how to make those. I'm excited. I'm excited to come live every day. I might not look this presentable, but but I am going to show you guys these are our family recipes that I do every year. Oh, and the Jell-O salad that your mom makes, Karen, too, but we call it the pink stuff. I don't know what else to call it. I don't even know if it has a name, but we just call it the pink stuff, the one with the Cool Whip and the powdered Jell-O and the fruit cocktail in it. Oh, it's one of our favorites. So I'm going to show you guys that. I'm going to kind of show you just our family traditions of things that I make. I'm here. Sorry, I always have a lot of hair. So that'll be fun. I'm looking forward to that. Do you guys have any other questions? Dad, I was just kind of showing everybody how I make, my dad's just logging on, how I make homemade pumpkin puree. I know everyone's afraid of it, but, oh, thank you. But it's so simple. You don't have to buy anything out of a can. Now they do have, I will tell you guys, I'll tell you a little backstory on why I do this. One time I was making pumpkin bread, and our daughter, Kaylin, I had accidentally spilled on the counter some nutmeg. So she had put her arm in it, and her arm broke out in a rash. And I was like, okay, that's really weird. And then when she ate the pumpkin bread, it closed her throat. She couldn't breathe. So I I don't know if I'm going to do the same time. Should I do the same time live every day at 5? Maybe I'll just do 5 every day. That seems easy enough. So anyway, when she ate the pumpkin bread, it closed her throat. So then I knew, okay, she has a nutmeg allergy. I know it's really strange and probably very rare. So what I started doing was, instead, you can't use pumpkin pie spice because it contains nutmeg. What I started doing was making everything from scratch myself so that it was sans nutmeg, without the nutmeg in it. Because anything that you buy in the store, if you buy the pre-made pumpkin pie mix, which is in a can, it has nutmeg in it, I'm sure. So what I do is I make my own pumpkin puree so that our daughter can have anything pumpkin, and then I don't put nutmeg in it. I do my own spice blends for her sake. I'm just gonna pull this so you guys can see. Those of you just joining us, I showed everybody, and I showed everyone how I make our pumpkin seeds, and they're the best pumpkin seeds because they're brined for 24 hours in salty, delicious water. And then I slow roast them at 250 degrees. Probably, I want to say it was an hour and 20 minutes today for the amount of pumpkin seeds that I had. It just depends. When you start to see the liquid evaporating off of the seeds, that's when you know they're almost cooked. And they will continue to cook after you take them out of the oven. If they seem still a little bit soft to you, they will finish cooking. I roasted these today, and I also roasted off the pumpkin fresh because I wanted to show you guys, you know, how I make my stuff. So yeah, that was my last question. Live, same time. I think I'll just do 5 o'clock. I think that's easier. And I'll show you guys the desserts I make, and sides, and everything that's kind of like a tradition for me with my kids and my husband, with my family. And my niece loves the pink stuff too, and everybody loves cherry squares, so I'll be making 2 batches of those. Oh, and I'm gonna make a homemade pumpkin pie this year. I mean, not pumpkin, pecan, which I have never made, so that'll be a new adventure. I'm gonna make my dough up ahead of time. I'll show you guys my pie crust. But I'm gonna make a pecan pie, and I'm really kind of looking forward to that. I've never made one before, so I'll do it live and we'll see how it goes. Do you guys have any other questions? I'm not cooking anything tonight, Dad. I was just kind of showing, we're just talking turkey and Thanksgiving, showing everyone what I do. How I make stuff for the kids and the family. I still have pumpkin shell in my mouth. My favorite side dish is green bean casserole, ever. That's my favorite side. Hi, Andrew. So I just showed everybody, I'll wave. I just showed everybody how I do the pumpkin puree, which I'm sure people already know. I just know people are afraid of it. When you have a pumpkin, don't waste it. Don't throw it away. Roast it off, 350 degrees. Cut, you know, first of all, you got to cut it in half, take the seeds out. And like I said, I put them in water. And then I add sea salt for a brine. And then put it on a cookie sheet with aluminum foil, cut in half. Oh, face side down, or the cut part down. I did forget to mention that. Roast it off for an hour. Usually only takes about an hour depending on the size of the pumpkin. I've had some pumpkins take an hour and 10 minutes. And then I showed how after it's roasted, you just scoop it out. You can see all that liquid in there. Scoop it out. Pumpkins do contain a lot of water. Scoop it out, throw it in. Can I roast seeds from pumpkins still on my porch uncut? Absolutely. They're from a month ago. Oh, if it's squishy, no. I'm sorry, we're holding my phone like by some twine, so I couldn't read it all. If one is squishy, it's no good. It has to be firm, really firm, like it's just a solid pumpkin. If it's squishy on the inside or squishy on the outside, that means it's rotten on the inside. So don't cut it open because the smell is horrendous. Just throw it away. But if the other ones are still firm, because it's probably colder in Colorado than it is here, I'm sure of it, If it's still solid, can you go get me one of those pumpkins, Dave, please, off the floor? I'll show you. If it's still solid and nice and firm, then you should be able to cut it in half and take the seeds out of it and brine your seeds and roast off your pumpkin. If it's still solid, but it does need to be solid. Squishy means it's rotten. Dave's gonna bring me one of our pumpkins. I know I still have a lot of pumpkins I need to roast. Let's see. Okay, yeah, this one's still really solid. Solid. So this one's still really good to cut, because I was afraid. We have them in the house, and we have been having to run our heater because it is kind of cold at nighttime, but during the day we turn it off. It's so nice here during the day still. So you want solid, firm, like a baseball pumpkin. Cut it in half, as long as it doesn't have any spots on the inside, Karen. You know, because we did open one. It wasn't soft on the outside. We did open it and it had like a dark patch on the inside that looked like it was going to grow mold. So I told Dave to toss that one. So if it looks fine, it smells fine after cutting it open, then it's still good to go to roast and use your seeds. Fresh green beans, pearl onions, and bacon. Oh, I did put bacon in our green bean casserole before when we lived in Utah, and it was very, very good. Yeah, just check it, and you should be totally fine if it's still firm, and if you cut it open and it still smells just like a pumpkin, without any rotten smell or anything, it should be totally fine. You should be able to see if it's growing mold or anything like that. And we're only a couple weeks after Halloween, so it's there. If it's squishy though, that means it rotted, and maybe it was, you know, it came to the grocery store or pumpkin patch or whatever, maybe earlier than the other ones. Oh, he's a mess right now. I would show you Casper, but he's like a total disaster. He's behind me. I don't know if you can see him, but he needs to be shaved and groomed, and oh my gosh, he's a wreck. He is back there. I don't know if you can. I can't see because of the comments. Let me see. Let me swipe. Oh, I can't get it to work. What's going on? There he is. I'm standing in front of him. He's asleep behind me. Oh, how are your dogs, Karen? I haven't seen any postings from your cute little dogs lately. They were so adorable. Oh, maybe. I don't know if she logged off. So, Dad, what are your plans for Thanksgiving? Dad, can you hear me? I want to know what everyone's plans are for Thanksgiving. We're having dinner here at the house with everybody coming over. Let me see. Can you guys still hear me okay? Okay. So if you guys have any more questions, I love to bake and cook. And Gidget just had a litter of 4. She had puppies? Oh my gosh! 6 days old. You're so lucky. My kids would love to have puppies. Oh, good. You're going to go to Uncle Dan's. That's awesome. Well, I'm glad to hear it. So you're not alone on Thanksgiving. Hi, Melody. Oh, that's so cute. Your sister had puppies. Well, your sister didn't have puppies, but her dog had puppies.
Was she sending them in the mail?
Oh, I know. We would love to have more dogs, but no. No more dogs. Dad, did you ever make that soup that I showed? Was it last week? I think I did soup. I love soup. It's one of my favorite fall dishes, but sometimes the family is, they don't want soup. But I could eat soup every day. It doesn't bother me. No, not yet. Super simple. You can always catch it on the replay too. Well, I actually have a YouTube channel that I upload these lives to after I'm done doing them. I could give you my YouTube channel. It's Friday Night Dinner at Heather's, and then you can actually watch all of my videos. They're all uploaded. Okay, enjoy your dinner. Bye. Love you guys. I wish we could see you guys soon. I think it's just you and Karen, Dad. You and Dave's sister. I don't know if anybody else is going to jump on or not. Well, thank you guys for joining me. I hope you guys learned something. I hope you learned how to puree pumpkin, roast some seeds. It's one of our kids' favorite things, so they enjoy it. But yeah, and make your own pumpkin, pureed pumpkin, and then it turns into solid packed pumpkin if you just leave it in the refrigerator in a colander overnight. Let all the liquid drain off, and it's super easy. And to me, it's really good. It tastes really good because I roast it and don't boil it. It has a lot. It kind of brings out the sweetness, I think, of the pumpkin by roasting it. So I really love making it. All right, thank you guys. I'll see you tomorrow. I'm going to do a live every day. And I'm going to show you either a side dish or a dessert that I'm making for our Thanksgiving feast. Bye, guys.